What's going on, folks? Welcome back to We the Champs. We in here after National Football Monday. Michigan got the win, but before we get into that, let's introduce everybody. I'm your host, Jalen. We got Uncle D in here back after a 3-week hiatus, taking care of some family business, holidays, and everything. And we got Jay with the balloons. That was crazy. How the hell you do that?
I have no idea what happened.
But yeah. This is We the Champs, guys. This is the best sports show in the pool, on the mats, on the court, on the turf, and we get to work. So we're about to hop into business. Before we do that, real quick, hit that like, hit that subscribe, comment, and share amongst everybody, and let's get to it. So last night we had the National College Football Championship game. Congrats to Michigan on defeating the Washington Huskies for the title. And it's about damn time, Michigan. You look at all the top programs, and Michigan had been out of it for a while. Then they got Harbaugh. They started creeping back to relevance. I mean, before Harbaugh got there, man, they were I think they were outside the top 25. So they got back to relevance, and slowly they got better each and every year. And this was their year to succeed, and Harbaugh got it done. So, well done. Guys, any takes from the game last night on the action or the highlights that you saw? Like, what stood out to you specifically, or what would you want to go over?
What you got, Bo?
Previously, Jay, we pretty much chopped it up as will Washington's offense be enough to get them past Michigan defense, or will Michigan defense be stifling? And Michigan defense was stifling, so the strength of Michigan won this game for them. They were just a better team. I think they were just more physical. Too much was on Michael Penix Jr.'s shoulders, and well-deserved win for Michigan. They deserve it. Respect. A lot of respect to them.
Michigan's offensive line dominated the game with a run. Then the defensive line put a lot of pressure on Michael Penix Jr. And so their front on both sides of the ball really managed that game. And so shout out to Harbaugh, man. I mean, you could tell this year was a mission for them dudes, man. And so those kids want it for their coach. So I mean, it'd be interesting to see if Harbaugh is back at UM next year. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely find out. I thought it was a good game, regardless of what the score was, because it was competitive till about the end, where Michael Penix almost threw that pick. It was almost a pick six, but it was a big pick. But Michigan was probably 95% chance to win at that interception. But what I saw was, like you said, that offensive line really pushing them off the ball. The explosive runs at the beginning really got Michigan out there ahead, and just a lot of miscues. Now, one thing people were like, does this affect Michael Penix's draft stock? I don't think it should, because if you look at the pressure he faced, he's done pretty well against pressure. What was difficult this time was it was closing him out. It was closing him from getting out of the pocket and making plays. It's like he was getting trapped. They were bringing it from both ends, and it did affect a lot of his passes. Like, you see, so many of these passes are just layups. I mean, I know his release looks weird. I mean, he is left-handed, but a lot of those layup passes that he's used to making weren't quite there. Even the ones that are like mid-range or deep-range passes, he was pretty off cue on, and I was just out of the usual. So one comparison I could make was Kyler Murray, his final college football bowl game. Pretty much the same thing, same results. They lost by maybe 20 or so points. Didn't play too well, and what happened to Kyler Murray? He went number 1 overall and is a baller, as we've seen in this past NFL season in the league. And so I don't think this should affect Michael Penix's draft stock. I mean, the main thing is primarily is his injuries, his injury history with those knees. And it looked like he was wincing a lot from getting hit, man. I don't think he likes getting hit.
I mean, he ain't used to getting hit. He
Yes,
got
yeah.
hit by those big dudes, man. Michigan's offensive line is a bunch of big 350-pound, just Midwestern dudes just falling on him. And so he wasn't used to taking those hits like that. And you can tell it took a toll on him. I mean, and look it's the last game of the season. So,
yeah.
I mean, his body's worn down. And by then, you're under pressure in a game that he fought to be in. Honestly, them scoring that touchdown at the end of the half, I was like, okay. I was like, Washington has a chance, but Michigan.
Right. You're like, they were in striking distance. They were right there.
Yeah, he had a lot of poise, man. They could have given up early in the game with how physical Michigan was, but they didn't. So Washington kept fighting. So it was a tough loss, but I mean the team still has a lot to be proud of.
A lot to be proud of.
It's like I mean, Michigan's defense did what a great defense should do. They were like the best defense in the nation, and that's what won it for them. Just wreak havoc, bro. Just mess stuff up. I remember it was one guy, the edge rusher. He got underneath the offensive tackle, and it's like he yeeted the offensive tackle over his shoulder and hit Johnson for the tackle, even knocked him off his feet, bro. That shit was crazy. I was like, what? Like, they out here playing like that. And then, just the motivation to come out there and play, like you said, for their coach was just big time, man. It was really dope to see, for sure. And let's see, Washington, they have a few guys going into the NFL. Penix, Rome Odunze. He was fun to watch too. He made some big catches down the stretch. They had one that got called back on a holding call. Rome Odunze is likely the second wide receiver off the board behind Marvin Harrison. They have a Russian out there that can go to the league, and Michigan has guys all over. Now, they're not all first rounds, but they have guys all over the offense and defense that are going to go to the league. And speaking of going to the league, Harbaugh's future. Go ahead. Tell us what you're thinking.
All right. So here's the thing. I know everybody's like, he's going to go and he should go. And if he goes, I understand why. But also, why would you leave being the king of Michigan? So what if you get suspended for a season? Who cares? I mean, seriously, like you already have a program. You have the number one quarterback coming into your program from Charlotte, North Carolina, to be a quarterback for the next few years. This is going to be the first time that they've had a quarterback, like a top-ranked quarterback, coming into your program. So you have the opportunity to keep beating Ohio State. Michigan's going to pay you a boatload of money. So, and then you can retire like a Wolverine, in which he even talked about. He talked about, did you hear his speech when he was talking about the one thing that he hoped for at his funeral was during his eulogy that somebody says, and he was a Michigan man. He loves the University of Michigan. So if he leaves, I mean, I guarantee. I mean, there's not going to be any ill feelings because he's brought them a national title and brought them back. But still, man, Michigan's money is just as long as the money that he can get from the Chargers. And no offense, man, like I would much rather coach and develop these young dudes, keep winning, wearing my team Jordan and khakis, than have to be out there trying to figure out if I can get Justin Herbert to win a big game. That's all I'm saying.
Jay, what the hell?
What?
Bro, what you got going on?
Bro, you got thought bubbles coming up?
I mean, that's cool and all. I'm just like, bro, what?
I'm not even touching my phone, bro. Somebody ad-libbing for me.
Hey, I'm rocking with it. But like you said, it's like, okay, And the NFL is dope and all. It's a lot of prestige. Maybe a step above the college football in the prestige. Maybe just even half a step, even if that. But the love you're gonna get from coaching a college football team it's not gonna be comparative to the NFL. You know what I mean? Like just think of like Dabo Swinney in Clemson. Think of how much his fans love him compared to what say he coached at the Carolina Panthers. Compare that love, you know.
So even if like that narrative that people have that NFL coaches are so high regarded and all this stuff, but if you take a second and look back, man, like, are you really thinking about Bill Belichick being that much more of a higher coach than Nick Saban? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you look at them as peers; they're just coaching a different league. Like, I would think that Nick Saban is an amazing coach. Bill Belichick is an amazing coach. Like, whose life would I want more? I honestly would much rather have Nick Saban's life as a coach than Bill Belichick's life. I'm just saying. Each day you have kids that are going to come in, respect you, look up to you.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You can mold their life, future, and keep it moving. And then your family, man, your family life is good. I'm just saying, like, what's the motivation? What's the motivation? Like,
my thing is I've read some books before, you know, specifically Swagger, Jimmy Johnson. Check it out. The book is dope. And these coaches, man, a lot of these NFL head coaches, the ambition is big. And it's not so much the ambition they had, it's just the challenge, their addiction to it, you know. Like Harbaugh, he still has a lot to do. There's still a lot of players to bring up. There's still a lot of different styles of players and things and more championships to win in college football. But it's like he's looking at that NFL challenge like, I got to get a piece of it. I got to stay up till 3 o'clock trying to figure this shit out. Like, like I feel like a guy like him, and then it's Harbaugh, man. He's a football addict. Like, he's not going to be able to help himself, man.
But this is the happiest you've seen that dude look, man. I'm just saying, even in all the turmoil that's been around that program, like, that's the happiest. And then you look at, so let's look at even, you want to say Coach K, like coaches that are like legends. Like, Harbaugh is not going to be a legend in the NFL. He's not. Like, when the history books of the league go down, people aren't going to be flipping through books and saying Harbaugh is a legend.
Maybe that's what he's shooting for. Maybe that's what he wants.
Yeah, but that dude is on the cusp of being a legend. It doesn't matter what you're doing or what program you're at. It just matters on how you build and solidify that program. So he has a chance to be like a college football legend. Now, NFL legend, man, I think that ship is already sold.
What? For real?
Man, he's in the 60s, bro. Like, not trying to be funny, but how long? But he's in his 60s. How long is it going to take him to develop an NFL program to get to the point? Even when Bill Belichick started, like, look how old Bill is, man. But that dude was in his 40s when he started, like, with the Patriots. So he's got so much time to catch up to get a program solidified to the point where he is a legend in the league, or that dude can keep on pushing that momentum. But he has the chance of being one of the top 5 college coaches of all time. And we can all say that. If he keeps pushing University of Michigan, which he can, and even with turmoil and all that stuff, he can be one of the top 5 coaches in college football history. Or you can go to NFL and coach Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert. It's not a bad gig. I'm just saying, like, which one is gonna make you happier? At your alma mater where you played, man, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool to have ambition, but for what? For your peace of mind and happiness? I'm saying.
Hey, man, that's up to him. We're gonna see. But all right, let's take our bets. What do we think? He goes to the league or he stays?
It's 50-50 on me, man.
My prediction is he goes to the league. Y'all got to give a prediction.
I think he stays. I think he
You
ends
think
up.
he stays?
I think he ends up staying.
I mean, you made great points, Chef, but ultimately it's up to him.
Yeah,
Like you
would
were
be
saying,
surprised.
Jay. If the guy like wants to, I mean, I disagree. I think he can be an NFL legend coach, especially with what previously he already has on the resume. Let's say he jumps into the league and coaches and he has success, not even a Super Bowl, but some success. I think I mean, not top 10 all time, but people will
Man, you
put
need that.
respect on.
You need that ring. You need that ring to be a legend.
But I'm saying even.
But who has one with San Fran? Is that John or
What?
Jim?
He had an appearance.
Oh, he lost
he
that
lost.
against
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Yes,
Yeah.
against his brother.
Okay.
So look at it like this, Jay. Your coach. You know who your coach is. Shanahan is your coach.
Yeah.
Would you say he's a legend right now?
No.
He's not. But he think about all the work he's put into that program to get them to the point where they're at, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he still has years away from being a coaching legend or even being a Hall of Fame coach.
Right.
So,
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? And Shanahan already is like has a running start on him. So and people wanted to fire freaking my boy from Tomlinson.
Mike?
Yeah, from
Mike is still in there, boy. Mike in the playoffs, bro.
They wanted to fire him, bro.
Mike in the playoffs with no quarterback.
Mike